today I'm very happy to welcome a great friend of mine, a great writer as well, and investigative journalist, Victoria Redstall. How are you, Vic? Good
I'm
morning.
great, Sharif. How are you?
Very happy to have you again. Time passed by so fast. It's been 5 years, I think.
Yes, it's been a long time.
Yes. First, I want to know about
Oh, I can't hear you. I don't hear you. I think I lost you. Did I lose you? Stay, baby, stay. Good boy, stay.
hello.
Oh,
Yes.
I lost you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
I
good.
can hear you now.
Good.
Yes,
Oh, good.
great, great. I want to know about your beginnings. How did you shift from modeling and acting into becoming a writer and interviewer of very, you know, uh, dangerous people?
That's so funny. Well, I've always been a model and an actress and a journalist
Mhm.
in I hope you can see me in
Yes,
Los Angeles. I don't live there now. I live in Florida. So I've
yes.
always done that. But I had, when I was 11 years old, there was a mass murderer that killed
Mhm.
my family friends, our closest family friends. And it was a traumatic experience because I was 11. And the
Yes,
father who was shot was like a second father to me. The son who was shot and killed was like an older brother to me. The other house that he went to was another family that I did not know at all, and the boy was shot and the father was shot and killed. So it was kind of like a spree killing. Some people would say a mass murder, but really it was a spree. He went from one place to another place. Again,
yes,
these days I thought that was a serial killer. Serial killer is very different to that. But these are heinous people. These are monsters. It affected my life so much that ever since then, the age of 11, when I was at boarding school in England, I had always wanted to study the mindset of these kinds of people, to see
yes,
if there was a way where these people should never or could never have been created to stop future mass murderers, spree killers, serial killers from ever being formed in the first place. So that's how much effect it had on me. So I always would study that. And then
yes,
I was offered to do a documentary, a pilot documentary for a series in Los Angeles called Inside the Mind of a Killer.
yes,
That's when I said, I want to do that. And they said, well, we'll consider you as a host because they'd hired me many times to host TV shows and infomercials. I said, I don't want to be the host. This time I want to be off camera. I want to be in the jail, in the prison, in the death row, interviewing the people who do these heinous crimes to understand why they do it. And that's how I ended up doing this, but it ended up on camera because I ended up in the trial. And that was filmed, and the LA Times, nasty piece of work, wrote the article on me. And we didn't know that fake news was fake news back in 2009. And it's now been proven.
yes. I want to ask you because before you did these interviews, there was a lot of serial killers, that made, headlines in the States, in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and they were interviewed on big networks. Maybe you remember they interviewed many of them, like Ted Bundy, like Gacy, and before and Jeffrey Dahmer, even before they were executed, before they
Yes.
passed away. Did you see some of these interviews, before or after you started to make your own?
Yes. I saw the interviews, but I didn't do it to compare to mine. I've
Yes.
seen interviews. Yeah. I just
Hmm.
interviewed my.
What do you think? Because I'm asking you because these interviews sometimes, I think some of the people they watch it, they can sympathize with them a little bit.
When you get to know someone and talk to someone and you, like me, you always look for the good in someone. I don't
Mm-hmm,
sympathize with their killings. I can compartmentalize, but I can understand that they became a messed up person. I can sympathize
uh-huh,
with other areas of their life, but I can't have any empathy for killing people who didn't deserve to be killed. So
mm-hmm.
yes, you have a relationship with these people because you build some
Hmm.
kind of a rapport. You find a common connection. With one of them, we sang country songs. We sang karaoke because he used to do karaoke. But my whole goal is to get his story. Another one, we
Hmm.
shared recipes. He was a chef. He used to cook all the time. So you always find the common denominator, and then that person is much more free to open up to you than if you are firing questions at him like as if you're a cop, or you're firing questions at him as if you're a psychiatrist. So I have a camaraderie with them. I have a banter back and forth. I talk about my life, not too personal, but I talk about my life.
Hmm.
And that's when they open up to talk about theirs. That's how I found my niche. That's how I do it. And it's
Hmm.
work.
It worked. I want to ask you because do you think because you interviewed a lot of them, do you think part of their, them becoming into criminals and murderers, it was part of, the society of a family bringing of sometimes maybe violence in the media. They try to imitate other
That's nowadays. The
uh-huh.
nowadays the kids of today, like the 18 to 30-year-old messed up, psychologically messed up people that go out and kill in schools as a mass murderer,
Yes,
or whatever, that is because of the social media and the games, video games. Yes.
the video games. Yes,
Yes, but I was, this wasn't video games with Wayne Adam Ford or John Wayne Gacy or Ted Bundy or any of the ones I've interviewed. No, it wasn't video games or media because they didn't really have that much back then.
yes. Hmm. Hmm.
No, I don't think so at all.
Uh-huh.
Not at all. No, I mean a lot of them had
Yes,
frontal lobe injuries, which takes the hand
yes,
off any kind of emotion. So
really.
yes, that does.
Hmm.
A brain injury certainly does. Yeah.
Hmm. Tell me, do you think you were affected interviewing these people, or you try to isolate yourself from
Oh, I was not affected
being
at all.
okay?
Not at all. I'm still the happy girl that wakes up happy, goes to bed happy. No, doesn't affect. A lot of people say, "Oh, how do you feel when you meet?" Oh, no, I just don't. Doesn't affect me one
Uh-huh.
scrap.
Okay.
No.
Tell me about moving from interviews into books. How the idea came to you, and how do you see the reception of people reading books right now about your experience?
Well, you know what? When I was doing my documentary, thankfully it was at the same time. My
Yes.
fiance back then in 2009, he is a famous true crime author in England, an Englishman, and
Hmm.
he said, "I want to introduce you to my publisher." So when I
Yes.
met John Blake Publishing, John Blake, and we had lunch in London, he said, "I'm going to commission you to write a book," because he'd seen my
Uh-huh.
documentaries, he's seen what I was doing and my interviews. And I said, "Write a book." I don't read books. I've never read a full book. I mean, don't call me
Yes.
dumb, but I really haven't.
Uh-huh.
He said, "But I'll commission you." I said, "How am I going to write a book?" And he said, "Well, I'm going to commission you to transcribe the interviews you've already done. And
Yes.
Christopher was my fiance. He's going to edit it for you, and you give him a
Yes.
percentage, and we'll work it out." Oh, okay. Whatever percentage he wants, he can have. And really, so he's going to edit it, and I just have to transcribe the interviews that I've already done. That was not too difficult, and that's how it turned into the first book, which was the one that's my favorite book. It's the one that's called Serial Killers Up Close and Very Personal. You have to get the
Hmm.
word very in, because my fiance at the time, he wanted to kind of keep everything close, so he has a book. Before, he had a book called Serial Killers Up Close and Personal. That's his book. So I didn't know why he chose the name for me, Serial Killers Up Close and Very Personal. But what
Hmm.
happens if people forget the name Very, then it goes to his book. Clever. But anyway, God bless him. So yes, he was the editor of my book, and I gave him an announcement in the foreword. So he was great. He's done about 32 true crime books as well. So he's a very good established author, and I learned from him in many ways. And we worked together then, and we collaborated on 2 of my 4 books. So 2 books I was with
Hmm.
Christopher, and 2 books I did on my own. But the first book I did was
Yes.
the best book. That was because it
Yes.
incorporated 5 serial killers.
Yes.
One the
Yeah.
jury's still out for, because I think he's a little shit. Excuse me for saying
Yes.
that. The last one, number
Hmm.
5, Robin Gag. But I just don't think that he actually did the crime. I think Cook County in Chicago was very corrupt, and he was one of the Chicago Rippers. I don't believe he actually did the crime. Not at
Yes.
all. I think they railroaded him because he's
So,
not a
so,
likable character.
Sometimes these kind of people, they say they were criminal to get some attention by the media, like
Right.
sometimes they
Yeah.
prevent. Yeah. Hmm.
One of my serial killers, the happy face killer, he loved the attention. So,
Yes.
I just have to show you my latest look. Look at this. They can't leave me alone. They just don't leave me alone. But yes, one of them was called the happy face the happy face
Yes.
killer in Oregon. He just loved the attention. He would even
Mm.
pretend he killed more people than the 6 he killed. He would put faces
Mm.
in truck stops because he just thrived on the attention.
Mm.
And then there's some serial killers that he did. Oh, I didn't do it. I blacked out. Oh no, that wasn't me.
Yes.
So
Happy face, he's like the Joker,
yes, yes,
Yeah. Yes. I wrote a book, but I analyzed the Dexter television series. It's on
yeah.
Amazon. I wrote it in English and in Spanish, and as an audiobook as well. Okay, right now. So I want to ask you: have you seen the dramatic depiction of serial killer on television? Some of them, and what is your opinion about it?
Which show is that? I don't think I know it.
There is Dexter, of course. It's a
Oh no,
fiction.
that's Child's Play.
It's a fiction serial killer, but it's
I don't
based
know.
on a serial killer in Latin America, in Brazil.
Oh yeah, no,
And of course, the early stuff I watched. I remember I've seen a mini series about Ted Bundy. It's called The Deliberate Stranger,
yes,
and
I've
it
seen
was
that. Yeah,
it was portrayed by Mark Harmon. you
I
know
remember. I saw that.
and then about Gacy, there was another very good one, miniseries as well, To Catch a Killer, and Brian Denny, he played it
That was a while ago. I remember that
a
one
while
too.
ago. I saw it when it was new, both of them, when I was young. But
Yeah.
I want to tell you, have you seen some of them, and did you think the depiction of the serial killer is realistic, and as well, people interviewing them, investigating them, were realistic, compared to your experience with the real deal?
Yes, I don't forget I never met Ted Bundy, and I didn't meet John
Uh-huh.
Wayne Gacy. But
Yeah.
I would say that from what I read about John Wayne Gacy and Ted Bundy,
Yes.
that's a very good depiction. What I don't
Yes.
like is when the majority, 98% of them, kill prostitutes. That what I don't
Yes.
like is when they do reenactments on Investigation Discovery or whatever, and they will say that they killed these ladies, or they killed these. They never mention the most important factor in the whole thing is that they kill prostitutes because they're prostitutes, because
Yes.
they, in their mind, they think that they do not belong on the planet because they are the scum of the earth. That is the
Yes.
mind of the serial killer, not Ted Bundy. John Wayne Gacy
Yes.
killed male prostitutes, but
Yes.
you won't hear that. You'll hear John Wayne Gacy killed young men of the neighborhood or young men that worked on his home. No, these were prostitutes hired, and he killed them. Same with
Uh-huh.
Wayne Ford. He didn't kill people who were just hitching a ride. He killed prostitutes. It's I don't understand about this country. They can't say prostitutes, because when you are avoiding the truth, you put 50% of the world or the country in fear. Because if you're just saying, oh, he killed young women, well, I'm afraid now, aren't I? I'm a young girl. So what if all the 50% of the population is going to be afraid? But if you narrow it down that this man killed 9 prostitutes, they killed 8 prostitutes or whatever, you're narrowing down to a profession. So what? They were prostitutes. Okay, that's the connection. And that's actually why they killed them.
Yes.
Been 9 nurses. It's not usual that they're nurses, but it could have been 9 nurses. So instead of saying 9 young females, say 9 nurses, because that eliminates everyone else in the world being afraid. That's a female.
Yes.
But they don't do it. I don't know why. I think they're trying to be politically correct, which is completely daft. It's like calling a prostitute an escort. An escort's my first car. An escort is not a prostitute. A prostitute's a prostitute. Full stop.
Yes.
There's no other word for them. Hooker, prostitute.
Yes.
I'll give them 2 words, but that's it.
Tell me, do you see right now, recently, like last week, I saw with my wife, the Netflix about Ed Gein,
I was told I don't get Netflix. I was told to see that one. I have not seen
I saw it. And my wife told me, she was with me most of the episodes, but I think it was a little bit harrowing because it was depicted, what he used to do to corpse and everything, in the most closest detail. And at the end, when he became an old man and passed away, my wife told me, they romanticized him. They want he has a baby face or happy face like the one
Oh
the
God,
interviewed, like you feel sorry for him at the end. Okay,
do
but I
you?
can analyze, yeah, I can analyze that he was not an educated man when you see it, and he was having some difficulty with his sexuality. And at the time post World War II, there was not something who someone who changes his sex, who did an operation was some people used to go to Europe to do an operation. It was not permitted in the United States. So I think, yes, as part victim of the society, part victim of upbringing in a very tight religious environment, and with his sexuality suffocated by his mother as well, because it's inspired Psycho afterward with Hitchcock,
I know.
and
Yeah.
what I want to tell you that you, of course, you follow the true crime television. Do you think the coverage is a professional coverage, or it's a little bit como sensualized, to attach more viewers and more attention? Especially it is covered as well on social media, not only television.
Oh yes, I think there's a lot of that. A lot of that. That's
Uh-huh.
why I don't understand why they're not specifically saying what these people did for a living, which is the reason for the serial killer to kill them. And
Hmm.
yeah, making it look like they would just kill anybody.
Hmm.
I mean, I've never met a serial killer who would just kill anybody. They have a
Hmm.
specific type. Even
Hmm.
one of them, I had Gary Ray Bowles. He invited me to
Hmm.
an execution, but I fell out with him a few weeks before. So I said called his mother. I said, Max, stay. I called his mother. I said, I'm not going to your son's execution because he upset me. I kind of regret that because it
Yes,
was the one I went to. But Gary Ray Bowles only killed gay men. So
yes.
there's always, I mean, it's obviously usually prostitutes, 98%
Hmm.
of the time, but he was one that was just gay men. And he apparently was a straight man, but he was a gay prostitute, if that can make sense. So whenever
Yes,
someone hired him, that's when he would make sure they were killed.
yes,
So,
yes. You
uh,
you reminded me right now of an old Al Pacino film called Cruising. I don't know if you have seen it.
no, I know Al Pacino. He helped me get into acting school, but I don't know movies. I
No,
know,
Cruising. He did this film in the 80s with William Friedkin,
okay.
and it was about a serial killer killing gay men in gay bars in the
Oh,
80s in New York. And the movie, at the time, when it was released in cinema, it was not a success because there was a lot of, riots against it in New York, you know,
yes. Yes.
at the time. Because of the depiction of gay men, as a criminal at the time. But
Oh,
right now it's a very good film. I think it was an avant-garde film for its time.
I'll check
You
it out.
know,
I've never seen
you
it.
should. It's called Cruising. William Friedkin
Okay.
and Alba. A very good film actually. Before Scarface.
Before Scar.
And yeah, yeah. Right now, I want to ask you. We talked about modeling acting and your television interviews. I want to ask you about your presentation. You do some presentation live events, and sometimes for women. What is the focus in your mentor side? What you try to tell them?
Oh, as a mentor side, it's not something I get paid for, but I have a lot of mothers that like
Hmm.
me to talk to their daughters, especially young girls growing up, and morals and the values of life and happiness and all that stuff. Just me just giving an example of what I've done in my life and how I've always kept my morals always, and how things will come at you all the time, and you can even be put down for
Yes.
your morals, but things will still come at you, and
Hmm.
you really have to just be strong. And
Hmm.
just waking up happy and being happy every day is, it's not hard for me, but it's hard for a lot of people in this country. But then I'm very Western European, so I haven't changed anything about my Western European joie de vivre and savoir faire.
Mhm.
Here, and you got all these people with something called depression. I mean, I don't believe there's such a thing. I don't believe bipolar something, or ADHD, or Tourette's. I don't believe any of this nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. But that's this country. So I don't
Mhm.
understand it. So I have always been a role model to mothers who've got daughters, sometimes sons, but usually young girls. And because kids do love me. I've never had kids, but they really gravitate to me. And
Mhm.
they love me because I am that innocent young girl that kind of never grew up. And I don't have anything jaded about me. That's good and it's bad, because I don't have walls up. So I'm always happy. I'm always excited. And then I can get very disappointed because I don't have the walls up or the filter. So I'm like a puppy dog, really. But I always tell people, don't be afraid to feel pain, because when
Mhm.
something happens, I'm in
Mhm.
pain every day. It could be the loss of an animal. It could be anything. I'm in pain for day upon day. Now, if I had walls up and I was like a lot of hardened American women, it wouldn't affect me as much, but I don't have any walls up. So I get really sad for that period of time until the grieving process is gone. Also,
Mhm.
if I get a parking ticket or something like that, I'm really upset for the whole day, the whole day.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then the next day I'm a little upset, but then I'm fine. But again, on a normal day when nothing's going wrong, why wouldn't somebody wake up happy and stay happy all day and go to bed happy? Because I'm very productive. And I think that's another thing. Mothers want their kids who want to stay in bed till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, or they want to take Prozac. I've got a lot of mothers with kids on an antidepressant, and they may be the age of 11 to 16. Unforgivable. They shouldn't be
Mhm.
touching anything like that. Any medication whatsoever, I would say, unless they've got a fever. Nothing.
Yes.
So I am that role model, because of course they love to be around me, because I'm anybody's Prozac. If you're a depressed person, who wouldn't want to be
Mm.
around me? But it's not just me
Mhm.
being a wonderful, happy spirit. It's the things I do in my life. Every day I accomplish something. Every day I've got a goal. Every day I just do something outside of me, help other people. Help an
Sure.
old lady running for the bus. She just missed the bus, and I take her somewhere, or pay for
Yes.
some groceries. A mother who's pregnant with kids, and she's looking for her money in her purse, and she's in the store, in the
Mhm.
line in front of you, in the grocery store. Pay for her groceries. Somebody's looking for, like, I leave the gym. You can see I'm leaving the gym to go to my car. People are looking for a parking space, especially now in
Yes.
season in Naples, Florida. It's so simple to make eye contact and say, I'm leaving, from there. But oh no, people want to leave the gym with their headphones, not look, it's all about me. It's all about me. I've got my headphones on. I don't wear headphones. And then you got someone looking for a car, and they're afraid to look in anyone's eyes because you can't do that here in America. Oh, shut up. I don't understand it. I've been here 30 years and I don't quite get the mentality here.
Yes. Here.
And that's why I'm the
Listen.
role model for these young girls all day. Do something.
Yes.
Don't go to yoga unless you do it at home. Yoga. Do you know, I went to one yoga class in my life. I never will go back, about 20 years ago.
Mhm.
They say, lie back. Thank yourself for being here. Ask yourself how you're feeling today.
Mhm.
And
Hug
what
yourself. Hug yourself.
hug yourself? Yeah. Ask yourself how you're feeling. I can ask how I'm feeling if I wanted to. I first wake up in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. I don't need to
Mhm.
ask it at an 8 o'clock yoga class. I want to ask
So
how she's
true.
doing, how he's doing over there. I want to know how the lady next to me is doing. I want to
Mm.
know about them. I don't need to know about me. I'm already me. But all
Mhm.
the self-obsession, self-absorption. Oh my gosh. I don't understand the mentality. It's like I live in a
Yes. Yes.
foreign land.
For sure. My wife, prevents me from taking Panadol or paracetamol when I have a headache, and
Yeah.
she tells me, "Okay, no, I will make you tea with mint better." You know. So
Yeah.
since we are in November and closer to 2026, tell me, what are your plans and aspiration for the new year?
Oh, good. I've got lots of aspirations. I am very involved with saving animals and getting them off kill shelters. There's a kill shelter, this one right here. This one is a mixture of a St. Bernard. He's heavenly. His name's Astro. He was about to be killed on November the 2nd, 2025, which was a Sunday at 2 p.m. And I saw all these videos going on social media, and thankfully people are sharing these things. And I always try to place these dogs. It's about this one's going to be killed, and I've placed them with fosters. I've placed them in people's homes, families, elderly ladies that have lost their dog. I have placed so many dogs and a few cats, but mainly dogs, that it's been so rewarding. I've made so many people happy. I've saved the dogs' lives, and it's been amazing. Did I think that I was going to be the one to do this for my third rescue? Oh my gosh, he's perfect. I can't let him go.
We rescued 4 dogs, and right now we have 4 dogs, 2 huskies,
Oh, you do?
3 huskies, and 1 bulldog, and 6 cats. Because Egyptian, like myself, they are fond of cats. So we have 6 cats and 4 dogs right now.
Oh, God bless you.
If you come to Ecuador, you will find plenty of saving.
Ecuador. Yes, I don't want to save anymore. But I'm going to be going on the board of the advisory board of our county's domestic animal services.
Great.
Because we're not a kill shelter here in Collier County. So we're not a kill shelter, but we're overrun with dogs and cats. So I know how we can eliminate the numbers of coming in. And that'll help the people who run the joint keep it a non-kill shelter, because we're not going to have a kill shelter here in Collier. Yet the next county up is a kill shelter in Lee County. And I talk a lot to the sheriff's department there, and I just think there's a lot more that can be done in Lee County domestic animal services. The domestic animal services aren't doing enough to save these animals, and their adoption floor has got less than 20 dogs on it, when it has the space for about 65 dogs. So there's something going on with the Lee County domestic animal services that I'm trying to investigate. I've been investigating for a while. So what's coming in the new year, I'm going to get more and more involved with saving these animals. And hopefully that I will make sure that there are no more kill shelters left in America.
I hope so.
Starting with Florida, America.
Yes, I hope so.
There's 5 pet stores selling puppies, newborn puppies that are being bred. And that's in Lee County. That's the county I was in yesterday. And that's why I want to make sure that these 5 puppy stores, that they no longer sell puppies. They can stay stores. They don't have to close down, but no more selling puppies, and no more breeding, especially illegal breeding, hobby breeding. That's got to stop. And they're not paying their fines or anything. So I got to figure out who these people are that aren't paying the fines.
Lot of work to do. Tell me, any plans for new books or television shows or documentaries?
I often get asked to do a television show. So I sometimes get them fly out from England to interview me, or they fly out from California, or they ask me to go to Miami. So I can negotiate my own price, my own deal, because I don't have an agent. I don't have a manager here. I have an agency. But a manager, so I can negotiate my own. And yes, I'll do the odd TV show, but because it's a small area, I left Los Angeles, and because of my dogs, I've left cruise ships as well now. So it's limited what I can do here in Naples. But I go when I'm called, but I don't pursue it because it's not the industry here as it is in Los Angeles and New York.
Great. Victoria, I want to thank you very much for this lovely interview. And it's a pleasure talking to you always.
You too.
And when you have a new stuff to speak about, make sure you come back again.
I would love to. It was lovely to chat with you.
Likewise. And we'll come to visit you in Florida. We've been in New York and Los Angeles and San Jose this year. And next time, maybe we'll come to Florida to visit as well.
Oh,
my wife also has a lot of relatives in Miami and Florida.
Oh, wonderful. And I'm the other coast, so I'm a hop, skip, and a jump from Miami. Maybe you can bring me a dog to rescue from there.
For sure.
It's
okay,
so sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Astro. Take care. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye-bye.